like to start our ceremony today by honoring our country, and Officer Aaron Spilker will sing the national anthem for us. You good? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? When you get tired, just holler, make somebody else come up and hold it for a while. Pass the joy around.
Yeah, there you go.
Gets heavier than you think, doesn't it? Okay, our first speaker from the Lincoln City Council, Roy Christensen.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today. This is a wonderful event supporting a wonderful cause, the Special Olympics. It's near to me and dear to me because of my family. I have a brother-in-law who has been a Special Olympian for the last 20 years, and I can tell you this kind of event blesses lives. It has improved his life and the life of my family. And I know that for every Special Olympian, there is a story of hope and happiness associated with this kind of event. And I want to leave you with just this thought. Thank you for all that you do to support the Special Olympics and Special Olympians. And remind you that when we are in the service of our fellow beings, we are in the service of God.
Thank you. Our next three speakers are law enforcement speakers. All three of these agencies have been huge supporters of Special Olympics and the law enforcement torch run since its inception. Our first one is Assistant Chief Brian Jackson from the Lincoln Police Department.
Great day? Great day? You're good. Great day. It's always my pleasure to represent the men and women of Lincoln Police Department, especially today in welcoming the 2015 Torch Run here in Lincoln. From the runners escorting the Flame of Hope, to these steps, the volunteers, fundraisers, and other supporters that work tirelessly for this worthy cause, and the athletes and family in training and preparing for this year's competition, I say thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for building a fantastic relationship and enduring trust created by years and years of positive interaction and commitment to one another. This relationship is unchallenged, unyielding, and most of all, enduring. Since its origination in the early 80s, the Law Enforcement Torch Run has sought to increase the awareness of Special Olympics by engaging local law enforcement personnel with the Special Olympics community. Similarly, the Lincoln Police Department operates under these principles of community policing Our staff works diligently to create similar relationships across Lincoln every day. Few, if any, of these relationships hold the satisfaction and enjoyment found in working with the Special Olympics program. The Lincoln Police Department has always been a proud supporter of the law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics, and we're one of the founding agencies in the state. We're not alone in this pride, as we're equally joined by members of Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, the University of Nebraska Police, Nebraska State Patrol, others in the ranks of law enforcement, as well as Lancaster County Corrections and the Lancaster County Attorney's Office. Efforts, big or small, for those who participate, those who volunteer, and those who would donate, recognize that by giving the Special Olympics program, you not only demonstrate your support, but you also get much more in return. If you've had the honor of participating in some way, you can personally attest that the individual benefits far exceed any personal sacrifice. Each athlete takes an oath to participate in the Special Olympics events. This oath could be equally given to law enforcement officers to live and work by every day. Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. A genuine code to live by. Thank you for all your support.
Thank you. Next up, we have Sheriff Terry Wagner. Terry was a torch runner just a few years back, right?
No, no. I have done the
Saw a torch run once.
polar plunge, and I really enjoyed those days when Jerry was on top of Shotco, along with Jerry Train, right? Yeah. Aaron Moore, yeah. So the Sheriff's Office has always been a big supporter of the law enforcement torch run. It's a great effort. I really appreciate all of you who make the effort to run and support Special Olympics. Today is a day for short speeches. So with that, I just want to thank everybody for being here. It's a great turnout, and stay warm.
Thank you. And our third law enforcement speaker, Chief Owen Yardley from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Police Department.
I gotta read, otherwise I'll go too long. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. It's a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I'd like this quote for its essence. The simplest measure of success is that the world is a better place for you having been here. Those persons you are striving to help, these athletes, are providing inspiration to their family, friends, and many others who watch their efforts, all of whom admire their dedication, perseverance, and enthusiasm. As a torch run participant, volunteer, or organizer, these characteristics are the same ones that each of you have displayed today or in the course of organizing this event. It's significant in someone's life, and in my life, to be affiliated with people who dedicate themselves to helping others. On behalf of a multitude of admirers, we'd like to say thank you.
Thank you, Chief. At this time, and before our next speaker, I would like to have all the Special Olympics athletes in the crowd come up onto the stage with us. Do you want someone? Eric Messersmith, come up and hold on to the torch for me, please.
Katie needed an LPD picture, and you're it.
Okay. All right, our next speaker is CEO of Special Olympics Nebraska, Carolyn Chamberlain. And while she's making her way up here, I would like to tell a story about her. This year at the state bowling tournament, we had a number of Lincoln police officers that came out in uniform to award the athletes with their medals at the end of the competitions. And we had a wonderful turnout, and I was really proud of everybody that came out to do that. And I think that it showed a lot of people what Special Olympics is all about and how important and rewarding it is. But anyway, the story is that some of the athletes were talking about all the officers that were there in uniform this year. And one of them said to the other ones, "What are all of these uniformed cops doing here?" And the other one said, "Well, you see that lady in the ponytail? That's Carolyn Chamberlain. She's the head of Special Olympics, and those are her security people. So with that, these are all your security people for today.
Yeah, my detail is growing on a daily basis. I've suddenly moved up in the ranks here. So thank you so much for coming out, and thank you to our amazing athletes. You know why you're here. You started in law enforcement to make a difference in your community in a positive way. And I wonder on a daily basis if you feel like that's actually happening or not. But I can tell you this relationship you have is making not only an impact on the lives of our athletes, but it's making an impact on your community in a positive way. A couple things I'll share with you, just the impact in my life. My very first Special Olympics event, I went to a track meet, and I was watching what was happening, and the volunteers were pulling a rope from the start line to the finish line, and I didn't know what that was about, so I watched, and the next thing I knew, the gun went off, and two runners were running, holding onto a tube, a baton that surrounded the rope, because these runners were blind, and that was the only way they could compete and stay in their lane. And that was my first introduction to Special Olympics, sitting in the stands bawling because I can't believe I'm watching someone who can't see run a race at full speed. And the impact that made on my life has been everlasting. That was almost 10 years ago. And I continue to be motivated and inspired by our athletes that you see here. Andrew Klein got me off the couch to run my first 5K because he wanted to run a 5K with me. I had never run one before. I don't want to run another one, but I got off the couch and I ran my first 5K right next to a Special Olympics athlete, coaching me along the way, allowing me not to stop, and telling me I just needed to keep breathing when I told him I'm too old for this. So two examples. The NSAA high school swim meet this year, Special Olympics, had an exhibition meet. That is, or exhibition heat. One more example of the impact that that you guys, your work makes on the community, giving our athletes a chance to have an audience much bigger than what they've been used to. So thank you for your dedication. Thank you for impacting this community and for impacting the lives of our athletes. And thank you for being my security detail today.
Thank you, Caroline. All right, I would like to thank all of you runners for coming out today and encourage you to continue to be involved in Torch Run, find other ways to be involved with Special Olympics, whether that's coming out to award medals or coaching or being involved in unified sports. If you're not aware of unified sports, there's a program where you have the opportunity to partner with a Special Olympics athlete to do a number of different things. You can play bocce, you can bowl, you can do all kinds of different things. There's so many opportunities in Special Olympics, and all of them are rewarding. I challenge you to continue with your involvement with Special Olympics. Assistant Chief Jackson kind of stole my thunder here, but like he said, the Special Olympics oath is really an oath to live by. We all get involved in things, whether it's work, raising our children, extracurricular activities where we strive to do our best, but sometimes we do fall short of our goals. And I think the Special Olympics oath says a lot about how you handle those defeats in life and what it shows about your character and about your integrity. And I would like our athletes up here on the stage today to lead us loud and proud in their oath. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Okay, let's all do it together. Are you ready? Ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Let me win. But if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt.
Okay, let's do it. Very good. Let's do it one more time, and I'm going to have them lead, and I want you to repeat the line after them. We're going to do it all together this time. So give them a break and let them have time to say it after you, okay? Just
let me win.
Let me win.
But if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt.
Let me be brave in the attempt.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you again for coming.
So I want you guys to know one thing. That's all of you guys right there in the officer suits and everything you do for us. I appreciate what you do for us because you know what? It means a lot to me and it means a lot to my niece Melissa. She has spinal bifida, but when she gets sad or angry, then it means a lot to me. So thank you.